Good evening, everybody. I'm Mary Love, and welcome to my channel, Country Living, where I make simple meals, nothing fancy, but I promise they'll be good. If they're not, I'll tell you. So tonight, I was kind of in a rut on what to fix, and I was sitting in there and I was thinking about the things that I had in the refrigerator, and I had some leftover pot roast from Sunday when my husband and I got home from church. And I was sitting in there and I was thinking, what could I do with it? And I thought about shepherd's pie. So I went on Pinterest and I looked up shepherd's pie with leftover pot roast. And believe it or not, I found a recipe for it. So that's what we're going to be having for dinner tonight. I've already got my potatoes in the Instant Pot cooking. I peeled them and washed them and cut them up. Put them in my Instant Pot. I've got a skillet on the stove over here. I'm going to fry some squash, and we'll have that with it. So we're going to get started putting this shepherd's pie together. The recipe that I found calls for 4 cups of cooked beef. Now their recipe called for peas and carrots. I'm just using some mixed vegetables that I have. So a can of cream of mushroom soup, which I don't have any cream of mushroom, but what I do have is cream of celery. So I'm going to use the cream of celery because the recipe called for celery and I don't have any, so that's the closest thing I got. A half a cup of milk, 1 envelope of beefy onion soup mix, 4 cups of mashed potatoes, I've got them on cooking now, and a cup of shredded cheese. It says to preheat your oven to 375 degrees, and once we get all this mixed together and get the potatoes on top and the cheese on top of that, we'll put it in the oven for, it says 30 to 40 minutes. Now depending on your oven, heat it till cook it till it's heated plumb through. So let's get started. And it said, oh, I got to find me a baking dish. I'll be right back. Whew, okay, that took me a minute, but I found me a baking dish. So it says to grease this, so I'm going to spray this down with some nonstick cooking spray. And I just use the Great Value brand. We're going to spray this down really good. I can already see I'm going to have to mop my floor when this is done. Alrighty. We got that sprayed down. Now, it says to this roast beef, and I'm going to follow this recipe because the last couple of videos I've made, I relied on my instincts on remembering what the recipe said to do, and I missed a couple of steps. So this time, I'm going to read it. To the leftover roast, we're going to put this in this baking dish. Oh, let me get you down here before I pour all that in there. We'll get you down here where you can see what I'm doing. Alrighty. Here's my roast. We're going to pour this in, and it says to even it out in a single layer as good as you can. Now, I don't recall that I've ever had shepherd's pie, but it sure does look good. Wash my hands off. Let me dry my hands right quick. A little bit more grease in this frying pan. I about got my grease too hot from the squash. I'm going to dump my squash in this pan while I'm thinking about it. Alrighty, got that going. Okay, now back down to what we were doing. We got the beef in the pan. Now it says in a separate bowl. You ever realize when you're cooking, you mess up a lot of dishes? We are going to add, grab a whisk. I try to have everything together and I still wind up missing something. Alright. It says to add the soup. We're going to dump this in here. I ain't never had cream of celery soup, so I'm hoping it tastes good. Alrighty, we got that. Oh, we got to cover the meat with the vegetables. See, I'm about to get ahead of myself again. I've got a few frozen vegetables here that we're going to put on here. Now, don't that look pretty? This looks so festive. Alright, we're going to set that aside. Okay, back to the soup mix. Add the soup, the onion, the beefy onion soup mix. And the milk. Takes a half a cup of milk, which I have right here. We're going to pour that in. We're going to stir this up. Now my potatoes aren't done cooking yet, so I'm going to get this ready for those to go on top. But I'll just have to wait till they get done cooking where I can mix them up. Alright, we got this mixed up. And that's nice and smooth. Now it says to pour this over the meat mixture with the vegetables. Spatula. Alright. Now it says to gently stir these vegetables in this meat so it kind of gets all mixed in together. We're going to give it a little mix. We're not going to get crazy with it. I bet this is going to be really good. It smells good already. I probably should have waited on cooking that squash. But I can keep it warm. Alrighty. We got that mixed up. Got it smoothed out. Alrighty. And this is where we gotta wait for just a moment and let those potatoes finish cooking. And we will be back here just momentarily, so don't go anywhere. Alright, the potatoes are done. I'm going to add this little clip. I'm going to pinch it right there. It'll give it a little bit of steadiness for that pot won't just be twisting and turning. Add a little bit of milk. Not a whole lot. We're going to add some butter to these potatoes. Some of these potatoes were some that I had cooked in that roast. I bought this potato masher the other day at a yard sale. That's just the neatest looking little thing. And I hadn't used it yet, so I'm going to see how it works. Nope. Think I'm going to get my old one. I didn't like that one. Yeah, that's not going to work. Need me a big bulldog clip. I go to Walmart. I'll have to get me one. I think them need a little bit more butter and a little bit more milk. But they're not quite so dry. Little bit of nature seasoning. You gotta have it. That'll work. Ooh, it smells good. Alrighty, that's good enough. Get this stuff out of the way. Turn you back around here where you can see this dish. There you go. Now unplug this Instant Pot. Grab a big spoon. I added a few more vegetables on the top of this. Now, like I say, this is the first time I've ever made one of these, so it sounded good. It looks good. So I figure why not give it a shot? How you gonna know if you like something or don't like it if you don't try it? Them don't spread out real easy on the top of something that's already wet. But I think I made enough. Alright. Looks good enough to me. Alright, now then, we're going to take a cup of shredded cheddar cheese, and I'm using mild cheddar. We're going to sprinkle that over the top. I'm going to start shredding my own cheese. The powder stuff they put in this stuff to keep it from sticking together. You can really feel it on this. I hope that don't mess with the taste of it. Alrighty. Well, now we got that done. This is going to go into a preheated oven. Oh, let me get you back up here. Excuse the hair. It's a hot mess. This is going to go into a preheated 375 degree oven for 30 to 40 minutes. So I'll set the timer for about 35 minutes. And then we'll be back here in just a little bit. Alrighty. I took it out of the oven. Don't that look delicious? Looks good to me. So we'll give it a try. It's gonna be hot. Ooh, that's gonna be hot. Ooh, look at that steam. Tastes just like pot roast. Now the squash, I've made that in another video. Don't remember which one, but one of them. Maybe a couple of them. But this is really good. I'll put the recipe in the description box below. So, if you're like me and you've never tried shepherd's pie, I hope you'll give this a try. But with that, I'm going to close for the evening. My prayer for you is that you'll get a good night's rest. Wake up in the morning refreshed and renewed, ready to meet a new day. And with each new day comes a new clean slate. Do something tomorrow that you could have done today but just couldn't quite find the time to do it. As I've said in other videos, if that's nothing more than picking up the phone and calling somebody to check on them, or if there may be somebody in the hospital that you know that could use some cheering up, call them up and talk to them and just let them know that somebody was thinking about them. That'll go a long way with someone on encouraging them. But I am Mary Love. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I hope that after the end of this video that you will consider doing so. And if you do, please hit the notification bell so that each time I upload a new video, you will be notified of it. For those subscribers that I already have, thank you so much. I appreciate you dropping in and watching this video. Like I said, the recipe will be in the description box below, and I hope you'll give it a try. If you do, please let me know what you thought about it. If you make any changes to it, let me know how you changed it, and I can give what you do to it a try myself. So with that, I will say good night, God bless, and until we meet again tomorrow, have a wonderful evening.